Hey everyone, it's Kat and I am back today because it's the end of the month and it's time to talk about some new release products that have been shown, released, sneak peeked, whatever, revealed in June. Now I did this for the first time in May and I had a really fun doing it, so I'm going to make these a monthly video, but what I also do on TikTok is every week I sort of recap some cool stuff that I thought is worth talking about, and if there's something that pops up that I think is worthy of talking about straight away, I'll do like dedicated videos. So if you want to see more sort of weekly or daily sort of stuff, it's over at TikTok. I am starting to post some TikTok videos here because some people want to see it, others don't, they leave, but that's okay. I'm trying to find a good balance. So let me know what you think. How much do you want to see more short form content here? Do you want me to keep it on TikTok? I'm open to suggestions, but I'm also trying to strike a decent balance for everyone, which is always hard to do. Also, before I do start this, I did actually turn on memberships for the first time I've never turned on this channel. We used to have memberships on for beauty news and we loved it. Not only did it help us support us financially, which was a bonus, so it meant that we can create more content, but it also meant that we could do sort of like members live chats and some like sort of focused member stuff. So that is an option now, no pressure, do whatever you want to do. But if I do get a little group of members, it would be really nice to have sort of like monthly live chats or dedicate at the end of videos and all that kind of stuff. So that is an option. Zero pressure, do what you want. If I get 0 members, I'm fine with that. So I'm going to start with things that I find mildly interesting, and then I'm going to go on to products that I'm actually keen to want to swatch and possibly buy. So the first thing I'm going to talk about a couple of collaborations. I don't love collaborations, but they're still a thing, and sometimes they're mildly interesting, not always. The first one is Glamlite. They did a Rick and Morty collaboration. There's a setting spray in a weird like beaker sort of bottle, very sciencey and nerdy, which is cute. There's a 30 shade eyeshadow palette, a duochrome highlighter trio. So these are like the color shifting sort of white highlighters. There's 2 lip kits. I think they contain a lip gloss and a lip pencil. Lunar Beauty also did a collaboration with Laura Lee because they're Manny and Laura, still good friends. I'm not going to buy this, but I like the color story of this. It's a bit more me. There is a palette, and again, this is like a twist on nudes. It's got some basic nudes, but then it's got some nice berries. It's got some nice green colors. It's really up my alley. But when I keep looking at it, I just keep thinking Glaminatrix Cosmetics Nearly Natural palette, and I'm like, I don't need it. So I don't need to go there. They also have a lipstick each. These are nude lipsticks. One is supposed to be like, I guess, suiting Manny, one's Laura. The Manny one is a lot more cool toned and pink. And there's also a blush palette. I don't like this concept because they have very pink blushes in there and very peachy blushes. And you rarely find one person that wants to wear them both. I personally would go the peaches. I think the promo pics of this show the difference in the colors quite extremely. Like Manny looks very, very pale, very pink cheeks, whereas Laura looks a little bit more natural. So there is a big difference in the looks it creates, and not many skin tones want to create both of them. So I think they should have had a 3-pan palette each. And there's also a brush set. Another thing that's releasing just as this video will hopefully be going up, this is so bland, it's so boring. It's an e.l.f. collaboration with the TikToker Mikayla. From memory, the last thing she did, and she might have done stuff since because I took a break from caring about new release stuff, it was that Glamlite palette, and it was like blues and no, it was like greens and purples and like vibrant. And now she's released the most bland, boring nude lipstick with e.l.f. Now it's new and limited edition, and it's the Marriage Material Lip Duo. So you're supposed to create her signature lippy look. So it's got a lipstick and a lip liner, and it is the most bland thing. I hope well, I don't care if she's making a lot of money from this, but this to me falls really flat. So that's one that is new, but I don't care about. It's not very noteworthy. Something that is a lot more interesting than that, Lethal Cosmetics have released some new single eyeshadows. So there's 12 shades. 6 of them are pure metals and 6 of them are multichromes. So with the metals, there's a silver, there's a gold, there's a rose gold, metallic pink, metallic mauve, and a silver holographic. This they tend to be pushing quite a lot because it is interesting. It's a, like, I presume, an eye safe holographic glitter. I love the look of this. My only concern about holographic is I think when it catches the light really well, it can look super awesome. But when it doesn't, it just looks like your boring grey. So I'm hoping that this is like stunning and I see it everywhere and I'm like, I want to buy this. Right now, I think some of the other colors like the rose gold looks really gorgeous. But at the moment, the multichromes to me look a little bit more interesting because they're that sort of sheerer multichrome. Kaleidos call them like stained glass multichromes, I think, where they're sort of, there's obviously a sheen and a color to them, but it's a bit more translucent so you can layer it on top of things. That's where I'd probably be playing with. Andromeda looks gorgeous. It's the one down the bottom in the swatches. So yeah, just adding some new single eyeshadows. I think it's fun that they're adding new textures because their build your own palette system has been sort of their popular thing for a long time. It's nice to add some different texture in there. Another indie eyeshadow thing that's very, very pretty. Give Me Glow Cosmetics. They've got the Juicy Blueberry palette. Now, this is a different format to their other palettes, which were, I think, Circle Pans. I think they're rebranding or restyling their palettes. I just feel like this is really, really beautiful. If you're a purple lover, which I've been paying more attention to purple lately because my kid loves purple. He's obsessed with purple. There's some really beautiful sort of vibrant, cool tone purples in there, which I think is really fun. And there's also like a pop of orange and a pop of yellow, which sounds like it's a bit weird, but I feel like it sort of grounds it a little bit with those browns in there as well. But there's also 2 multichromes in there. The really dark one is the more multi-chrome shift. It's very, very pretty. So yeah, that's just a fun little palette if you like color, and that's launching the 30th. So I will have all the dates, whether they're out now or whether they're coming soon and what dates. I'll have that in the description box with everything I talk about. The last thing I'm going to talk about before I get onto the things that I kind of want to buy, Charlotte Tilbury have launched some matte liquid lipsticks. Now, this is not at all interesting. I just feel like it's strange how they try to position themselves as being like different when they're not. So they're called Airbrush Flawless Lip Blurs. There's 7 shades, and essentially they talk about that you can put on boldly, like with the applicator, or you can like pat it on and have more of a sort of diffused, blotted look. You can do that with every single liquid lipstick you own. So that is not a new thing, but I love that Charlotte Tilbury have to put their like, oh, we've got a spin on it that we're like special. No, it's the same as any other liquid lipstick. I just see this as being, I don't feel like every brand needs to do everything. I think Charlotte Tilbury just want their fingers in all the pies, but I like liquid lipsticks, matte liquid lipsticks. Generally, my lips can handle most liquid lipsticks, so I've got a big collection of them, and even I know that the market is oversaturated with them. I think there was a lot of hype about them back in the day. Some hype for some formulas was deserved, but I don't feel like we need to see any more. Like, some pretty colors, but it's a damn liquid lipstick. They've been around for 10 years now. The things that I personally I'm keen to buy. There's one thing that stands out as being the main thing, but it's also the thing that I can't access easily in Australia. Farmacy have released a limited edition strawberry shortcake cleansing balm. I love their cleansing balms. I think they're such a lovely formula. It pretty much is like an equivalent of like a solid cleansing oil, because as soon as it hits your face, it just turns into a really thin oil. Removes your makeup really nice, washes off really easily, no greasy residue, no thickness. So I really, really, really like their cleansing balm, and I really love strawberry scented things or flavored things. So I want this so bad. The next thing is BareMinerals. They have launched highlighting blushes. Now, I'm wearing my Bobbi Brown one today. I love a sort of a mix between a highlighter and a blush, so you can just put it like one step, just blend it all over sort of this area of your face and get a bit of a color and a shine, which I think is gorgeous. They did have blush bronzer kind of combo, so it's more of a rosy bronzer, so you can use it as a blush and a bronzer together, but I love that they've done the blush highlighter. There's 5 shades. I do want to check them out. They're not in Australia yet. They're probably not going to release all shades because BareMinerals is like that. They don't release everything in Mecca, or Mecca doesn't release everything from BareMinerals, whatever. But it's exclusively stocked in Mecca in Australia. But yeah, if I like the formula of this, I'm totally going to pick one up. There's a peach one that looks really nice. The pink one looks really nice. They do have different tones like mauve and nude and whatnot. So something not for everyone, but I think it's interesting. Now this actually technically released in May, like mid-May, but it was QVC exclusive. So they only released it to other stockists in the US earlier in about a week ago. So that's why it's getting a bit of buzz at the moment. But yeah, I want to swatch the heck out of these and potentially buy one. The last thing I really want, I really want to smell. I don't know if I really want. And this is sort of beauty adjacent. So it's not really makeup, skincare, that kind of thing, but it's a candle. I love Glasshouse candles. Caveat, I have not bought one since they've changed their wax formula. I have heard that they're not as good and the scent throw is not as good. So I have not experienced that yet. So that I still love Glasshouse because all the ones I have are getting old and I burn them for a couple of hours, burn them down. There's a nice level of wax and then I blow them out and that sort of makes my whole house smell really nice. They last for me for ages, but they brought out a Barbie one, and so many brands are bringing out Barbie related stuff because the movie coming out, which is, you know, it's a thing in itself. But there's 2 things that I like about this. I'm not, like, I had Barbies when I was growing up. I liked Barbies, but I'm not a Barbie obsessed person, or I don't really need to go down that nostalgic memory thing with Barbies. But I think the vessel is really cool. The design I think looks quite fun and quite modern. Like it's got some old Barbies on there, but I could easily see this being as like a jar in my bathroom when I use up the candle. Like I think this is really cool, but the scent sounds really amazing. Top notes, raspberry and strawberry leaves. Middle notes, elderberry, black currant. Oh, I love black currant. Elderflower, fresh strawberry, and plastic doll accord. I love that idea because I have a lot of nostalgic sort of scent triggers when it comes to that scented plastic. I had a few dolls and a few things that would have that scented plastic and I love it. So I really want to smell that and see if it comes through smelling like a strawberry sort of sweet doll scent. I think that's so cool. And then the base notes, brown sugar, crushed mint leaf. So to me, it all sounds great. My biggest hesitation is it's $59.95 Australian dollars. I also feel like this is not one of those limited edition products that gets discounted down the track because they have too much stock. I feel like there's a lot of Barbie collectors and Barbie lovers out there that will buy this just to keep the vessel after it's done. So I feel like it's one I've got to smell and store, and if I like it, probably sign up to the Glasshouse website and get $10 off my first order. So those were the things that were, in my opinion, moderately interesting or noteworthy or worthy of discussing from the past month. Let me know what you thought was most interesting or what you saw that maybe I didn't talk about. Did you buy anything that was really excellent? Can you recommend any formulas or any scents or any candles? Let me know. And if you want to check out my weekly videos, check out TikTok, or if you want to see them here, let me know and I will, if there's enough requests and it's not going to piss too many people off, I'll try to post them here too. So if you missed any of the names of the products I talked about, I will have them in the description box, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.